ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's pretty cool. In fact, the more I think about it, the more I can't believe I told you about this earlier, because this is so much up your alley, it's not funny. Anyway, I shall show you a mission.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Yeah, the artwork is fantastic. The artwork and I think the voice actor and stuff like that is really cool. The only complaint I'd probably have about the game is that it does get a bit... like there are some scenarios, look, you watch it and you sort of see for yourself if you want to, but definitely get the game if it's on sale. I wouldn't pay for it on full price unless you watch a lot on YouTube or something and really see what it's like and decide you want to play it. Here, you can have a character. You can be the guy that steals everything. I'm not going to name these two because I don't like the classes. Yeah, I think it's pretty much complete. I think there'll be a few more classes that come out, and the Darkest Dungeon, because the idea is at the moment I can only do one mission in the ruins. The idea is that you do missions in each of these 4 areas to unlock the boss in each spot, and then you fight the boss, and then you do more missions to get to the next boss, etc. And I think the idea is the Darkest Dungeon will sort of be like, you know, the ultimate goal kind of thing, but you have to work your way through these 4 first. So the Darkest Dungeon hasn't actually been released yet, but I don't think I've even gotten up to where it would be, so it hasn't really restricted my gameplay experience at all. Oh yeah, no, we'll do that. Alright. This one looks like a Callum character.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
I love that voice actor. So, this is where you pick up your supplies. So, generally speaking, each person will eat one food per meal, and in a short mission, which doesn't include any camping, which I'll get to later, you'll probably only have to eat once, maybe twice. You can use food to give yourself small amounts of health if you're like really roughing it, but you generally not want to use it in that way. And I'm pretty sure, how much does it come in? Stacks of 12, so we'll take 12, just, you know, for funsies. But I'll just go through the other items. So shovels let you break through like landslides and blockages and stuff like that. Generally 2. Again, you're not going to get many more than that. Anti-venom for poison, bandages for bleeding. Bleeding's pretty popular actually. Medicinal herbs, they apparently cleanse things and remove debuffs, but I've never really had too much use for it. Skeleton keys, you saw what they do in the first one. It lets you sort of skip the trap check and just always get loot out of a chest. Holy water is similar for things like ashes and corrupt altars and stuff like that, but you can also consume it to give yourself like resistance to stun, bleed, etc. Torches. So torches are pretty important because, like I said, if it gets to complete blackness, you get surprised like most fights, or you like. I'll show you what it's like. So.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
So the mission in this is to complete 100% of room battles, so we actually have to check every room. So we'll go up first, or else we'll end up having to come back here. When you come across these things here, I think the game calls them curios, you can just press W to grab whatever's in them. Generally speaking, you want to use whoever's got the best trap resistance. It's usually going to be a highwayman. He's got 50%. Everyone else is like 20% or worse, so select. Buggery. So when you get surprised, they end up, as you just saw there, the order gets mixed up, so I can't use some of my abilities until I can get back forward. Now, tracking shot does less damage but gives you a buff for the rest of the fight, so I'm going to use that just because this is going to be a relatively long one. You can see down here where my mouse is when I select a guy, the percentage to hit and stuff like that. So you got crit, etc. So hopefully this works. This guy's got quite a few abilities. The one I'm going to end up using is this, which hits only the back 2. So you can see here again the red dots. Yes, moving a character takes up a move, so you don't want to do it lightly. You can see that the 2 dots underneath the cursor here are joined up, which means it hits both targets, and it gives them blight, which does 3 points of damage every round for 3 rounds. It's actually not bad. Usually I'd use his stun that he has, but this guy doesn't have it.
A decisive pummeling.
Now this chick's meant to be at the back, so I can either move her back a level and skip her turn, or use the one ability she has, which does a small amount of damage and makes the person that she's hit less accurate and do less damage. So I'm actually going to use that on... Oh, it only hits the front 2 rows. Fuck it, let's do it. Because, yeah, he's going to do that. Yeah, see? Bam. That dodge. That lower L.
The tide turns.
So those little crowns you saw there with the numbers, that was stress that they'd gained. I'm just going to bandage him.
Continue
Oh,
the
yes.
onslaught. Destroy them all.
I'm gonna buff the damage of the tank at the front. Yeah, you're getting your face smashed in, man. Now, the weird thing is she can't heal when she's that close, so it's a real problem if someone pulls her. We're gonna try and stun him again. Oh, come on. She can heal you. Come on. Yes.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
So that buff he gets after a stun is they're more resistant to stun after you've stunned them, so you can't just continuously stun lock them over and over again. Oh my god, Zach, use a bandage. Oh no, your bleeding stopped. Heal yourself. The other thing is blight stacks, so you'll notice now he's taking 6 damage every round. It's pretty much the way that you're meant to take down armoured units, is to stack bleed and blight over and over until they're taking like 15 damage, which isn't mitigated by their damage resistance. Yeah, suck it.
A victory.
Bam. That was all blight.
Perhaps the turning point.
These portraits and deeds are used to, like when you saw me upgrading the stagecoach, it used certain types of artifacts, so they're pretty valuable because the more upgrades you get, the cheaper everything is and the more sort of high level characters you can afford to sustain. Yes, you get resistance for stun after you've been stunned. I found that a lot of the big monsters and stuff like that have like 80 to 90% stun resistance to stop you from doing that, but like you'll find some that are also resistant to blight but not very resistant to bleed, so they've all sort of generally got a strategy that you're meant to employ to fight them. Oh jeez. That was weak. Crap. I really should. I forgot to move people around. I got distracted. Buffing you again. You've got a 2-person attack. This is a ranged stun. Yeah, resisted the stun. Go Zach. Oop. Not this time. So this one, you do slightly less damage, but you hit both front targets, and you've got a 25% damage buff, so hopefully...
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Jeez, Luke, stop dominating. That's rubbish loot. One of the things I find like the graphics in this game are amazing, but the legs on the characters look so silly. I just watch them really small and stubby, and you can tell on some character designs they actually hide the legs on purpose because, I don't know, maybe they're not very good at drawing legs, I'm not sure. So here you go, there's a random event for hunger. So it's for, if you're not to eat, everyone takes a bit of damage and takes a lot of stress. Apparently it just reduced the light. I don't know how it did that. Alright, you've apparently got vertigo, a disease, which means that if someone tries to push or pull you, you will move because you have 0% move resist. Oh, come on. You can't bleed skeletons, so blight's the way to go with them, so it's pretty handy to have a plague doctor against them. That's a stress move, so every time it hits you with it, it rises your stress. Get wrecked. It's a ranged damage dealing move that gives her a little bit of health, so it's real handy if for one you need to get rid of a guy and for two you need to actually heal yourself. Oh, come on Luke. Book wasn't that scary. What are you doing missing? Actually that reminds me, I'm going to turn off corpses.
Precision and power.
So one thing you'll notice there was that instead of doing his quarrel move, he did a bayonet jab, which does a lot less damage. So you later on you can get a bunch of moves that like pulls or pushes other heroes, and you can sort of try and get their ranged heroes up the front where their ranged abilities don't work, and they'll generally have some sort of fallback move like bayonet jab or rushed shot, etc, etc, and it can make it really worthwhile. Wreck him. Yes. God, I suck. Watch this. Fucking Luke's character.
This expedition at least promises success.
Nice dodge. Yeah, it's messed up. Oh boy. Okay. These guys do bleed, and this lady at the back does stress attacks, so we probably want to get rid of her real quick. see that stumbling scratch, that's their fallback move, because they're third in line. If they're second, they use a rend. So now that they're set up in that initiative combination, they're always going to use their crappy move unless we kill this front guy. So we'll definitely make sure she uses the 1-2. I think she's only got 2 health, and she's going to take 3 damage, so we won't bother. We'll start doing damage to these guys. Yes, they're both going to die from blight, so if we can... You can't do anything, really.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay, so we've only explored like half the dungeon, so I'm going to go a little bit further because we're still doing pretty well. I say before you get hit by traps.
Lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
That's healing stress, so the idea is you gain confidence through beating motherfuckers to death with your sword. Okay, screw it, there's no combat over there, so...
Room by room, hall by hall, we reclaim what is ours.
You heal stress when you get kills and when you land critical hits. If you land a critical hit that kills someone, generally you'll heal a bit of stress for everyone in the party, because they're sort of like, yeah, we're winning. And obviously, opposing to that, if you get crit by the enemy, then everyone in your party gets stressed. Okay, you're apparently clumsy now, but you're resistant to bleeding. Good job. Cheap armor. Fast when getting killed. And our classic Zac, our healer got plus 10 damage melee skills.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension of delirium are tenuously thin here. Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
So this is the Helion, which is like a barbarian lady. She's a bit of a badass. Yeah, you got resistance because you're covered in fucking scar tissue from all the traps. This is a class, it's called a leper. He's just like about being real brutal to motherfuckers. And the man-at-arms, which is sort of like he's got a lot of pushing and a lot of buffing and stuff like that. He's sort of like a really tanky utility kind of character. He's pretty fun if you like spec him right and it's against the right people. Except apparently he's got a phobia of dying and of Satan. Brilliant. The two things that he's going to experience a lot of. We got some fat loots. There's bounty hunter and the jester leper. Well, he's not rank 1, so that's not going to do anything for him. So we can't use any of it. Brilliant. Now, Now the other thing that you've got to see, now we've unlocked more missions. As we do more here, these areas will unlock as well. The other problem is if you ever level a hero up to level 3, they become a veteran and they refuse to do apprentice level missions. So like, yeah, once they get too high level, they're like, no, I refuse to do that mission, it's below me, how am I meant to improve, blah blah blah. So you want to be careful that you don't power level 1 party up. Alright, let's take the man-at-arms. What's she got? Okay, what's his abilities? Second. So you can see here where they have to be to use those abilities, and what it does is it takes the average of all of them and tells you where their preferred position in the party is, aka where they can use most of their skills. So he's actually better as a second line fighter, and she's pretty much, like, I think 2 out of 4 of her moves only work when she's at the front, so I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I can't take the leopard with me. I'll bring the healer, and I don't know if I want to take the plague doctor or the rogue. I'll take the rogue, just because I don't actually really like plague doctors very much. Now we get to pick a mission. You can see like you get different loots and stuff. You don't have an arbalist. That's actually a pretty handy item, because getting surprised is pretty much how people die. Ooh! Let's get that. Plus it's a medium one, so I can show you the camping mechanic. So yeah, the idea is on certain quests you'll be given firewood, which means you can set up camp at some point, and during camp each of your heroes has different abilities they bring to the team. Like, if they're like a holy person, they might pray for the group, and if anyone in the group's religious, it reduces their stress, stuff like that. I'll show you when we get to it. It also means it's longer, and camps require food, so you want to take probably a lot more.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Okay, so we have to explore 90% of rooms, so what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. So I think we can only get away with the 1. I can't remember if it rounds up or down or not. So we will grab this one. Well, that was fun. Yay, the barbarian got range skills. Wonderful.
Cruel machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
Oh, we can still name them. Hold on. What do we name the man-at-arms? Just go. Oh. Daniel can be the barbarian lady. I named him Dan after the other Dan that we know. No reason. Scouting is a chance-based thing. It only happens sometimes. It's based on how light it is. So you can see there's a fight coming up soon. So we'll just make sure it's light.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Oh, damn, you let us down.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
So there's a fight in this room as well, so we'll make sure we have...
The way is lit. The
if it
path
lights
is
it full,
clear.
you have like a
We
really good chance
require
of survival.
only the strength to follow it.
Oh, we didn't.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Mortality clarified in a single strike. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Impressive. As
Too easy.
victories mount, so too will resistance. Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Ooh. Alright. So she's got a pretty cool straight up melee attack for the people in the first two position. She's also got a good melee attack for the people who are second and third. It's fucking awesome class. me a healing. Come on, Dan. Fuck.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Oh, crit hits.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Alright, fuck it, we're going in with dim light. Okay, this is one of the armoured defenders, but we don't have any people with blind, so I'm just gonna have to go straight up damage. So I'm gonna use tracking shot for the buff, because it's gonna be a long fight. Fucking he missed. God damn it. That's stun. Stress lady. Fuck. A lot of dodging going on. So I'm going to get him to use Retribution, which marks himself but activates a riposte, which means anyone that hits him, he gets to hit back.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Hit the tank. So that just gave everyone extra accuracy. Yeah. Yes.
This expedition at least promises success.
Yes. Good. Because, like, that can give you diseases or madness and stuff, so. The Helion is at 57. If you get to 200 stress, you have a heart attack and die. If you get to 100, you start going mad and get a madness. Or a virtue, sometimes. Dodge. Gonna have to start being careful with torches. We're starting to run out.
Now, the darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
There's our last 2 torches. So the move I just used with her is called Bleed Out. You can only use it if you're at the front, and you can only use it on the front person. When you use it, it gives you a debuff for like a few turns that gives you negative 20 damage and negative 15 dodge, but it gives them like a huge bleed and does like max damage and stuff, so it's like good for big units like him that you want to get rid of quickly. So we're stacking bleed on him pretty hard. He's gonna take 5 damage from bleeds if we can do enough damage to him. Alright, we're gonna have to start healing. Damn it.
Their cursed champion falls.
I'm trying to get a heal in. Yes, you have to be careful.
These nightmarish
because
creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
if you start to delay the fight and just keep stunning like one person so that you can use heals and stuff like that, your party starts stressing out because they're worried, like, what are we still doing here? We're wasting time, etc. And their stress starts going through the roof, so you have to be really careful. Alright, we're going to use the camp because we're most of the way through.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
So you have to pick how much food you want to eat. The more you eat, if you go with a feast, it ends up reducing everyone's stress as well, and we've got heaps of food, so we'll do that. And now everyone has, you've got 12 turns, and everyone gets to use, like every person's ability that they use uses up a certain amount of turns before you have to rest. And yeah, it's a fantastic, sorry, going back a little bit because of the delay, the mechanic for stopping you from just healing up on one unit is really good. I think it's fantastic. Alright, we're going to need a little bit of healing, so I'm going to use his wound care on her. So because she's stressing out the most, I might actually use this ability. It only costs one time, and what it is she like rejects the gods, reduces her stress by 25, but causes everyone else 5 stress. She also has some wound care, so I'm going to heal the tank. Yeah. Now, usually the tank, yeah, he has some like support abilities, so he can give himself dodge, give himself like accuracy and weapon damage and stuff. But I really want, yeah, so this one here lets your rogue get 10 accuracy, 20 damage, and 5 crits, so fuck yeah. And then his other ability is Bandit Sense, which if you use it means you're less likely to be surprised, and you're more likely to surprise them, so it's fucking amazing. I pretty much always use it. Gonna bless the tank. Gives him dodge and accuracy. And all the buffs stack, so. Now, you can get ambushed at night.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
So we didn't get ambushed, which is brilliant. Goodbye, skeleton. Oh.
Well struck. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Hopefully.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
Yeah, my bad. Hopefully. God damn.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Lucky us.
The great ruins belong to us, and we will find whatever secrets they hold.
Apparently he's got a phobia of coves. Hey, 10% damage on melee is pretty good.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter.
So do you want me to keep going? Like, are you enjoying the old stream, or would you like to do some other stuff? Because I can stop here if that would suit you. do a quick check through of our stuff.
A mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose. A zealous warrior.
Cool, man, thanks. Yeah, it's an awesome game. And as you go on, it like gets harder and harder, and the bosses are really cool, and they've got some pretty interesting mechanics. Generally speaking, I'll be streaming to like only when there are people around, or if I'm in a good mood to do it and stuff. I think it'll be recording them though on my YouTube channel, so like if you want to watch a little bit of it, this playthrough that I'm doing now with like your character and stuff like that, this is just going to be for YouTube. So all the progress and everything on here will be recorded, so if at any point you're bored at night or something and you want to watch some, hopefully I'll put some up there. And if you can give me any suggestions or anything, any feedback and stuff like that, because obviously, you know, I'm not going to have too many viewers at the moment, but I want to make sure that if I ever do get a random viewer, that they're, you know, going to enjoy what I'm doing, because, you know, don't want them to come in for 10 minutes and then leave again and never come back. So anyway, I will end it there, and we'll visit what the blacksmith and the guild and abbey and sanitarium and stuff do next time in my next video, I reckon. Thanks for watching that was really cool, and I'm glad that my mic and everything works properly. See you later, man. Bye.